Hi friends, Tracy.bish here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. Welcome to my channel. I'm super excited that you're here. We are doing the countdown to Christmas and I'm teaming up with my wonderful friend Rachael Merrick to bring you some really wonderful projects and fun gift ideas for the Christmas season. Now this is day 10 and I'm super excited to be sharing with you another great little box that we are creating for a little gift giving. Now if you remember back to, day 6, we created this little box here. This box is used the same dimensions and everything for to create this box. So same idea, just opens a different way, which is super fun. And how cute is this? So adorable. Now, if this is the first video that you've come across from the series, please check the video description here. It has previous project links of the videos. And make sure that you head over to Rachel's YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button the same as here so you don't miss out on the rest of our wonderful projects in this series. So let's get started. Hi friends, Tracy.bish here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. Welcome to the countdown to Christmas with Rachel and Tracy. I hope you're enjoying the series. I am having so much fun and I know Rachel is coming up with some really great ideas as well. So between the two of us, we have you covered completely. So today's project is actually a part 2 of such. If you remember this project, which was a little treat box, holds some Skittles inside, I am making the second version of this. So same measurements, same score lines, same cut lines, but we're actually making a completely different box, which is super fun. So I'll be able to share with you both of those in just a second. Now I am using the Traditions of Christmas DSP for this one. This is a mega suite. It actually has 2 bundles in it. It starts on page 21 and goes all the way through. So there's 2 bundles, embellishments, ribbon, embossing folder, and then the DSP. And then we have samples and ideas that just keep coming all the way through, as you can see, all the way through to page 27. So from 21 to 27, you have lots and lots of inspiration. Now I did need a really small sentiment, and although there's some great sentiments in this set, there are no small sentiments. So I've actually gone to page 55 of the Gift of Joy. This little great stamp set, which I use a couple of times in these videos for the countdown to Christmas. So you'll see this a little bit. I'm using the sentiment, so grateful for the gift of you, in using on this project. Okay, again, I'm going to bring in this project, which we made the first box with. We're using the exact same measurements. It is just a same cut, features, everything is the same, but it creates 2 different boxes. So this one opens from the top, this one opens from the front and opens. So let's share that with you right now. So I'll take this off. Opens at the front here, and we have some little Raffaello chocolates. They're white chocolates, so going to give those a go. I'm not sure how it's going to go with the heat, but it'll be something different, and you know, they fit nicely in there. So, but you know, any treat will do. Some more Skittles, you know, whatever you have. And this is an absolutely gorgeous box. I think this is a lot more elegant than our previous box, but that's just me. How cute is it? So the supplies we're going to need for this project is the Gift of Joy stamp set. Again, we're using So Grateful for the Gift of You. I have the real red shiny ribbon from that suite, Traditions of Christmas suite, which is gorgeous. I really wanted gold embellishments, so I've brought in the low profile dots from the annual catalogue. We're going to use the gold ones in this. And then I'm also using that Traditions of Christmas DSP, and I have all these pieces already cut, ready to go. And scrap piece of real red cardstock for our sentiment, and then we have our piece of real red cardstock for our box. So to get started with that, we are going to bring in our paper trimmer. Now just quickly to think, Tracy, everything's going a million miles in my head. Rachel and I are doing a bundle tutorial with all our projects for the countdown to Christmas. It will be available hopefully now, but if not now, it'll be in the very near future. If it is available now, it'll be in the description of this video, and you'll be able to purchase all the tutorials. It'll be bundled together in one big bundle, so all her projects, all my projects together for a really low, great cost. So head over and check that out. Hopefully it's available. I have my fingers crossed. It's a good chance that it will be. But if you're in need of any of the supplies that we're using as well, you can purchase them in my online store. There is a link in the description of this video. I'll also pop it on the screen as well. And if you're in Australia, you can then head over to my Facebook page, my online store, and get anything there that you may need. Okay, to start off with, same as before, we have a piece of 7 3/4 by 6 1/2, and on the 7 3/4 inch side, we're going to score at 1 1/4, 3 1/4, 4 1/2, and 6 1/2. Then we're going to turn to the 6 1/2 inch side. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 3/4, 4 3/4, and 6 inches. Now the other thing is, although there's not a real lot of stamping on this, we do have Versamark ink and white embossing powder to do our sentiment here. Okay, so let's bring in our bone folder. We're going to burnish on all those score lines really, really quickly. Now, the Traditions of Christmas, this is an amazing suite. The DSP is by far so pretty. It's a specialty suite with gold foiling, as you can see in the background here. So pretty. I actually bought 2 packs of this paper because it's just gorgeous, and of course you want to make sure that you have enough of it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the bottom right. It doesn't matter, they're all equal, so it doesn't matter whether you go from this side or you turn it and you go from this side. We're going to take the bottom rectangle and square. We're going to actually cut up that first score line to that second score line, and we're going to take off our little rectangle here down the bottom, and then just miter cut on both sides. That's the first one. Moving over to the second one, we're just going to cut up to the score line. So each of these score lines across, we're cutting up to that second score line. And this one here is, we're actually just going to miter cut that long rectangle. I don't think I cut that very well. Let's do that a bit better. There we go. Our next one, cutting up to the second score line, we're going to take off that bottom rectangle along the score line and miter cut on either side. And then these ones we're going to cut off all the way across, but I'm going to grab my big scissors because I find that that's a little bit easier to keep myself going straight. You can also use your paper trimmer, so whatever you prefer. Now these boxes, you can actually decorate any way you like. You don't have to do the exact same as I've done. Use what DSP you have, use what cardstock you have, make it your own. So again, our first score line, first score line on to the right, we're going to take that little rectangle off and miter cut. So we're doing exactly the same for the opposite side. So what we've done here is what we're going to do here which is normally the way in box making. The next one, we're going to cut up to that second score line, and then that rectangle we're just going to miter cut on both sides. The next square and rectangle, cut to the second score line, take the little rectangle off down the bottom, and miter cut on each side. Now bring my big scissors in and take these two side pieces off. Like so. And to be able to pop this together, we're actually going to turn it the right way around. These 4 little tabs, that's where we're going to put our adhesive. So whether it be liquid adhesive, I'm going to use my Tear and Tape, you could also use Seal Plus. Just going to add a couple of little bits on each of the tabs. I'm good at taking off that little bit of card. So I love that this design has 2 ways of putting it together. Both so simple, so different, and you know, you can decorate it any way you like. So I'm just taking the backings off all my Tear and Tape. Tear and Tape is a super strong adhesive, so perfect for 3D projects. And if you're enjoying this video, please give me a thumbs up. Would so appreciate that. I know YouTube helps to spread my videos out if people are giving likes as they're watching. And then all we're going to do is, this is our side of our box, we're just going to line up this edge with this edge here, like so. This edge here with this edge here. Hopefully you can see that. See our box taking shape. So that's one side done. Let's do this side. And we almost have our box together. So these little sides will go in just slightly, and then you can either pull that down to the front. We're actually going to put this in. So I'm going to take off a little bit here on each side as well to help that box go in, or the piece go into the box, like so. All right, let's bring in our pieces. I'm going to do our stamping first. Because we're going to heat emboss, I'm going to bring my embossing buddy in. I've got my sentiment, and we also need some Versamark, which is right here. I'll stamp that in the Versamark ink, and then we're going to emboss with the white embossing powder from the Basics collection. So I have a white one here. I have no idea where my container has gone. It has run away, so we're going to do this instead. Try and contain it as much as possible. Perfect. And I'm going to hang on to those with some tweezers, and let's just melt that powder down nicely. I'm going to let that dry just slightly. I do have quite a bit of that powder on there. So once that's cooled down a little. I'm just going to use a cloth to go over it and get rid of all that excess powder, which is really easy to do. So I'm going to cut that down just with my trimmer. So I think this is my old one. So I have that trimmed down. I'm just going to use my scissors for the end pieces, leaving a little bit of room for those low profile dots. Looks so good. I do have some treats to go inside there, so let's grab those. I did grab a big box of these. Either my husband doesn't like them or he hasn't seen them yet, I'm not sure. But there seems to be a ton still in there. So I would say it'll be either one of those two reasons. He loves chocolate, but these are white chocolate, so it might be a little bit different. Cute. So they fit in perfectly, two of those. So I'm sure your Ferrero Rochers and all those ones would fit in just as well. And then we have our pieces of DSP here as well that we're going to add. And I think I have them written down, so I might be able to give you those measurements as well. This top one is 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. So we'll get that one on. I really do love the gold foiling in this, so pretty. Then we're going to have two pieces, one for the front, one for the back. These would be 1 inch by 2 3/4. So that'll be both the front and back. One down. I think I need a new glue stick. And then we have two for the side. These measure 1 3/4 by 1 inch. So again, use what you have in your stash, but this Traditions of Christmas DSP is absolutely stunning. And if you like elegant Christmas, you're gonna love this DSP. And we have all that on. Let's bring in our ribbon, and we're just going to do a nice little knot on top. I love doing knots because it actually, you're using way less ribbon than a bow. It certainly does look very, very pretty as well, as you can see. It's a little bit hard to see which is the front and which is the back. This is the front, so I'm going to also make sure that I stick this on the front, and we're going to use some dimensionals to pop them up. And I think we could use the edges to do that. So just cut down the edges of your dimensionals on the sides. Pop him in the middle. And then lastly, we're going to add some low profile dots. So pretty. Makes a wonderful little gift. Not super expensive at all, but I can tell you anyone that receives this would be super chuffed and think that you've just spent $100 on them easy. You know, I think sometimes those handmade gifts far outweigh anything that you can purchase at a store. And look how gorgeous that is. So pretty. Amazing. And this is just the second box using that whole design. Let me bring in the previous one. So this one opens at the top. Obviously same measurements and that, just different openings, so you can put different things inside, but I think that turns out so well. So I really hope that you've enjoyed the idea of having one lot of measurements, one lot of scoring, 2 different ways to put a box together, and you'll give that a go, because these are amazing little boxes, so cute, and you know, I'm sure there's so many other things that you can put inside. Now this is just one of the projects in the Countdown to Christmas with Rachel and Tracy, so hopefully you're enjoying the series. I will have the links to previous videos in the description of this video. If you would like to purchase any of the supplies that I've used on today's project, you can purchase them in my online store. That is also linked in the description of this video. If you have enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. YouTube helps to push my videos out a little bit more with those thumbs ups. I would also love it if you hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of today's project. Okay, Rachel and I will be back with another project really soon. She'll be up before I am, but I hope you'll come back and join in our countdown to Christmas. We have some amazing products and projects to go to share with you, so I really hope that you're enjoying them and you're looking forward to the next one coming. Okay, everyone, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.